Hey guys and girls, my name's Alan and welcome to today's gameplay commentary. As you can see, today is the turn of Black Ops 3 multiplayer. In the previous video I talked about Pokemon Go, and today I'm going to be doing a bit of the same, so apologies if you actually want me to talk about Black Ops 3. I don't have a topic as of yet that I want to talk about. There's not that much going on. I mean, there's various DLC drops, but I mean, as I said before, I don't buy the DLC. And I haven't, to be honest, played the game a great deal over the last couple of months, if at all. So, in terms of unlocking new weapons, I haven't really got any of those. So again, can't really talk about that. I mean, I am looking forward to the new games coming out later this year. So I guess if you want me to talk about first-person shooters, I could talk about those. I will be getting Battlefield 1 and not Call of Duty this year. So, well, I mean, I might get Call of Duty at some point. I'm a sucker for a Call of Duty game, but I'm not going to buy it at full retail. So, I mean, as I said, Battlefield 1 this year, and there'll be plenty of that footage, and I'll definitely be talking about that quite a bit when it comes out. So, not too long to wait now if that's what you're interested in. There will be a beta sometime in the summer. Well, I say summer, it's summer now, but towards the end of summer. The game comes out in October, so I'm guessing it's going to be start of September maybe, or halfway through September, not too long now. Or if they're really generous, they could do it towards the end of August when I've got a bit of time off. Nudge nudge wink wink there, Battlefield, EA, whoever's in charge of releasing betas, if you want to time it that way, that would be great. But yeah, so today I'm going to talk about a bit Pokemon Go. So, I mean, I don't know if you guys have still been playing it over the last couple of weeks, days. I think the initial hype has died down now. That's probably the best way I can describe it. Before the game came out, obviously there was a lot of hype over it because people couldn't get access to it, and then obviously when it came out, people were all over it trying to catch Pokemon and stuff. And then the more you play it, the more you realise there's a lot of BS going on in the game. And the last couple of weeks have been no exception because of the various updates that they've implemented. Updates which have been released to try and improve the game, but have in some ways hindered the game's performance. Have taken some of the features away even, and have actually broken some of the other aspects of the game in general. So they've sort of you know, taken one thing out and then put another thing in, but then that one thing's broken something else. So it's just, yeah, I don't know. As I said, the hype sort of died down now. I mean, I'm still a big fan of Pokemon, don't get me wrong, and I still play it on the way to work and from work. As I said before, I don't go out my way to play it, and I still haven't gone out my way to play it, and I don't think I'll ever go out my way to play it. I don't know, I might plan a trip to town or something at some point, because there is a crap ton of Pokestops there compared to the two that I've got anywhere near my house. And then, so yeah, I might go there just to stock up my kit and sit on the bench somewhere and just, you know, let people put lures out and what have you. As I said, there's a few Pokestops. Any major city is going to be exactly the same. There's going to be a lot of Pokestops in town, and most of the time, some of them will overlap, and a lot of time they will have lures on them, and especially at night time as well. Restaurants and cafes and places like that, they seem to put them on. Either that, or it's just people sitting in cafes putting them on, if you follow what I'm saying. They're just sitting there with a drink, and just that's how they catch Pokemon. That's how they play the game. Which, I mean, I do have a bit of an annoyance with, because the way I see it, Pokemon Go is meant to get you out there. It's meant to make you go around and explore places, which, yes, that can include town as well. But I feel like the majority of Pokemon shouldn't be located in the middle of town. They should be located out in the wild, maybe in a woodland somewhere, maybe in a park. And, you know, you could argue that less people would probably play it if that was the case, but that would make more sense, right? Why would all the rare Pokemon be in the middle of town where it's busy? And let's quite frankly be honest here, if people were to see the Pokemon, it wouldn't be rare anymore, you know? So I feel like it should have been the reverse of that, or there should be a fine-tuning balance or something. And I understand that at the moment there's a lot of server stress and whatever, and they're still releasing the game and they're still improving the game across the world and what have you, but I feel like they've gone about this wholly the wrong way, or at least there are things that I don't really agree or understand with what they're doing. So I don't know, I'm a little bit disappointed, and I feel in some part that's because maybe the game's just been too successful. Maybe if the servers hadn't been laggy as crap at the start, I wouldn't be so annoyed because I would have been able to play it earlier. But then also you could argue that if it had been working from the start, there was still all these bugs and stuff that they should have fixed beforehand. So a couple of updates recently. One of them's removed the tracking feature, and then another update a couple of days after that sort of added a sightings feature. So there's no way to accurately track Pokemon, but you can sort of, it's a lot better now because you can sort of see what Pokemon are in nearby areas, and I've sort of used it myself, and it's a bit more accurate than what it was, but you can't sort of gauge any distance. So I guess they've gotten rid of like Pokemon that are really far away, and they've just given you the ones that are close by, and so they've called it sightings, and so you're more likely to walk across those than you are when you were following the tracks. But as I said, the tracks were broken anyway, so Well, they were broken by the time I jumped on the game and was able to play. So I mean, I can't speak too much to how good it was when it was actually working. Well, there was a few things I was going to say. So yeah, another thing that kind of bugs me is that gyms are kind of like, as I said, I don't go away to play the game, so I'm not going to walk down to a gym and stand there in front of it and, you know, essentially play a game in front of a random place. You know, that's not how I roll. And I know some people do that, and I see the same sort of names appear on my local gyms all the time, and I guess, you know, they go down there and they play it and whatever. And, you know, that's fine, whatever. But I just feel that there should be maybe even a larger radius for the gyms. As I said, there's only 2 Pokestops in my immediate area. The rest are literally miles away, and there's 2 gyms as well. So there's as many gyms as there are Pokestops, and well, I guess they're not that far away. They're about, let's say, I don't know, 500 meters as a crow flies. So maybe a bit longer if I walk down the road and stuff. But I guess I'm kind of lucky in that respect, because I know people who have to literally go to a town in order to get a Pokestop or a gym, and I guess that would be really sucky. I'd hate to have to do that, and I would fully not play the game if it expected me to go somewhere a couple of miles away just to fill up a couple of Pokeballs. And even then, you might not even get Pokeballs. So, you know, I walked past a Pokestop the other day, and I got 3 different types of potions. So the purple potion, the next one up, which is orange, I think, and then that sort of opal coloured potion. 3 potions from a Pokestop, and I had 0 Pokeballs in my bag, so not kind of what I wanted from the stop, to be honest. And when there's only 2 of them, you know, that was one of the Pokestops. The other stop gave me, I don't know, maybe, I think, a couple of standard balls, I think another potion or something. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was like, wait, no, it was like 4 potions, 1 raspberry, and 1 Pokeball, and that was between the 2 stops in my town. So that was, well, in my area anyway, not my town. So I just, yeah, I wasn't going to hang around to wait for it to refresh. I know you can do that, but it's once every 5 minutes, and I've got better things to do in my life, to be quite honest with you. So yeah, this video, I guess, sort of a ranting video. No, I don't want it to be that. I just expected there to be more from Pokemon Go for now. I guess, as I said, they're still working on fixes and stuff, and they're still rolling out the game worldwide. So, yeah, relatively speaking, I guess if they're still rolling out the game and they're not really putting all their effort into improving the game, then you could argue that this is more or less stage 1, and the next stage hasn't really started yet, where they're improving and implementing things. And I've heard that they're apparently planning to add more features to the game. Who knows when that's going to be at this point? They've been saying that now for a while, and as I said, if they're still rolling out the game, I don't think they're going to be working on improving it quite just yet. Not to the extent that I expect it to be updated anyway. But yeah, I guess I'm still having fun with it when I can catch Pokemon. But as I said, one of the things that the game's broken is the catch rate. I don't understand what the hell is going on. I'm getting like low CP Pokemon escaping from me, like Pidgeys and Rattatas, like low level, like properly like 10, 20 CP. That's nothing. I've got Pokemon in the hundreds. Yeah, I haven't really been playing that much, so sue me. But they're escaping, and I'm getting like Great Balls or Curve Balls, or, you know, whatever, and they're escaping from like Great Balls as well, and it's like, what? Like, Great Balls, not Great Throw. So yeah, I hope it's just a glitch or something that can be updated in a patch, because if they've broken it on purpose to get people to buy balls from the Pokestore or something, that is proper shady tactic, and they're going to lose players real quick. I mean, as I said, I'm quite, you know, I'm quite a big fan of Pokemon, and I've been putting in some hours into this game. Not intentionally got them away, but I've been putting in some hours, so I class myself maybe a bit more than a casual player. But if that's the way they're approaching the game at the moment, they're probably going to lose quite a few more casual players, and those are the ones that are probably going to spend more money than I am anyway. So, you know, just my thoughts on Pokemon Go as the situation stands. I'll probably talk about it as the weeks go by, but that'll do it for this video. If you enjoyed the video, the content, the subject even, drop a like below, let me know. If you prefer that I talk about something else rather than Pokemon Go, then, you know, again, let me know in the comment section below. But as I said, I'm just winging it. I don't have like a schedule for talking about topics in particular. I just talk about whatever's on at the time, and I'm currently playing Pokemon Go, and these are the things that I feel should be addressed, which is why I'm talking about them. But feel free to let me know if you want me to talk about other stuff, or suggest topics even. But anyway, until next time, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, take care, and I will see you later.